Alright, this episode I've done many things that are very powerful. I didn't even mean to make it the open team sheet version. Look, okay, I'll roll with it, So, this is week 2 of the VVLS, and I have what seems to me to be an absolutely unachievable matchup. It just is absolutely absurd. It was, like, I was pretty confident that I had no chance of winning, and then my opponent made transactions that made their team a bit scarier. They used to have a Phalanx, a Pikachu, and a Venonat, and they dropped it for Pichu, Luminion, and Tauros combat. I have to say, Tauros, a little bit scarier than Phalanx. Intimidate's really bad for me. And Pichu and Pikachu, I think, in this matchup at least, were functionally very similar. Luminion theoretically could come. It does have a reasonable speed tier, though I don't anticipate it. But Fluttermane is just absurd. Oh yeah, also Tauros are faster than the ones they have, which is quite annoying. But Fluttermane is just an absurd mon. Booster energy just makes it ridiculous. It's so much faster than anything. I can't Scarf Noivern reliably against this team. And unlike other Pokemon, unlike other Paradox Pokemon, it doesn't have the downside of, because it's not Covert Cloak, you can fake it out, or it has to commit Terror to prevent fake out, because it's already a Ghost type, so it doesn't. They did also have Psychic Terrain, though last week they brought the DD, I believe, without Psychic Terrain. And then I looked at it a lot, it's like, you know, last week I brought the Mini Trick Room team. It's actually slightly better without Venonat, but it's not good. The Trick Room team loses super hard to Azumarill. Fluttermane and Azumarill basically just roll my entire team, either like with one form of speed control or the other. But instead, I have thanks to Thunderwave, I have dual screens. Dual screens are okay. This Hoppip lives a fake out into an unboosted Moonblast, I think Moonblast from Fluttermane. Doesn't live multiple hits because it's not EVL light, but we'll take what we are owed. And then hopefully I can get a Fill It Away off, or I can get a sub off with Goldango, or I can get a Shift Gear off with Doctricity, and hopefully that's just enough to win the game. That's really all I have. It's rough. It's rough. So I am, not super confident. I think a lot of their Pokemon can come. I will say I hadn't really taken I wasn't worried about Phalanx. I was only vaguely worried about Pikachu, and I was not worried about the other one. I was not worried about Venonat that much, though theoretically it did make the Trick Room matchup worse, but yeah, I decided against it. I wound up making Tauros go faster at the cost of getting a more reliable KO, but its KO isn't reliable because of Intimidate anyways. They did not bring Tauros. They did bring Luminion. I did say they might. Like, I did say that they might bring Luminion. My opponent said something in their transactions video they made, I'll definitely link that channel, about doing my opponent said something in the transactions videos they made about that Luminion was for a matchup fish, which I guess it might be into my matchup fish, though I don't think water is particularly good against their team, but I guess it makes their Donphan and Crocodile more strong options. Hydreigon was a very big concern that I have had. I thought at some point I had Train Punch on this, but I have Trailblaze specifically for non-fan. Yeah. I mean, I think I go for the Hoppip League Game 1. They brought one Steel Resist, but it does have Unaware, which is not a positive thing for it, unless they just brought Blaze, which they probably did. No, they also brought Luminion as a Steel Resist. No, not Luminion. Goldango was Terra Fairy for some reason. I mean, it's defensive Terra. I couldn't feed clean, though I think it does learn it. Also, it wasn't particularly good. It only really hit one mon, which doesn't resist Make It Rain anyways. But they only brought one resist, so, you know. I think the answer is Tox, but it might be Veluza. No, I think the answer is Tox. I don't remember why Tox is Terra Dark. I genuinely don't. I assume it resists these two stabs, but super weak to play off. And I kind of wish it gave me a ground resist, like maybe Terra Grass. But I guess it's Shadow Ball check. I don't know. I think it's this. I think it's Hop It with Toxtricity. Hope I can get a cheese setup off and do damage off that. I do have some speed on Hop It, which I'm pretty sure is specifically so that it can be faster than some form of Azumarill. It's naturally the same speed of Azumarill, so I guess it's whatever speed I expected Azumarill to be, it's faster than. Or it might have been something uninvested, Orthworm perhaps, but Orthworm didn't wind up coming. Donphan is also the same speed, so hopefully Hop It can do something. It's Terra Grass, because in some situations I might value the extra damage, and I found it very unlikely it was going to Terra into anything else. Ghost is normally the main Terra on Eviolite sets, so they can't fake you out. My opponent didn't bring their fake out Pokemon. So on and so forth. Luminion. So this was the matchup fish. I expect them to Icy Wind, which I don't like. I probably should have put this... I did do that already. Okay. Flutter main. No VGC sets yet. Sometimes they have them there, sometimes they don't. Gunk is a KO. +1, am I ever faster than unboosted? No. I need to shift gear and I'm still slower than Proto, but they aren't Proto. Or they haven't, they're not booster energy. This is definitely seeming like the matchup fish they mentioned. I think I Rage Powder and I Gunk Shot the Flutter Mane. Because I think they might Icy Wind. The Wild Charge doesn't do it, no. Okay, they went for Protect and Tailwind. I still don't really care. I guess we'll see if they Terra Ghost. They might be item boosted, but they might be Sash, and I do have the chance to Poison. I did hit that Gunk Shot, which, you know. Low accuracy moves are what they are, but 55-55 is fucking Steel Terra, okay. Great. Can I just, like, I don't know. I haven't been finding this particularly fun. This matchup's definitely not fun. Of course, it's Terra Steel. Why would it not have been Terra Steel? I should have guessed that. Yeah, I guess it resists my steel or something. I'm not Protect on Toxtricity, so I think I'm just going to I kind of want to Terra Fairy, Make It Rain, and then Wild Charge the Flutter Mane, because it should die between. I mean, maybe. Yeah, no. I mean, it should die. It's taking a lot from Wild Charge. Terra Steel. So if a Terra Fairy, Make It Rain. Unless they Hydro Pump me, I think I live with both slots. Maybe. I don't know. Okay. Ah, great. My favorite, dude. It doesn't break the subs, so they're quite bulky. And it went into the Luminion anyways, so if it hit, it would have been pretty significant damage. Great. Yeah, bad matchups when people also bring stuff like On-Call. You know, there are some people who play Pokemon, and you know what, they may not have your best interests at heart. I'm tempted to bring Tauros in, but I don't think it actually makes sense, because they can just attack that slot. The Spadak drop is only bad if they catch me. I mean, like it's terrible. Like it's the it's not good for me. I mean, I don't know. I'm just dead. The game is over, and I think when the second one of my Pokemon faints, I'm gonna concede, because I don't want to show them what's lost. I don't want to give them any information. Yeah, it's just, you know, it's not a game anymore. Okay, so the gunk shot did 71, but I couldn't have possibly hit that the previous time. I'm gonna make it rain, and I am going to gunk shot. Or could Shadow Ball and Wild Charge, but I think I'm just gonna make it rain and gunk shot. I don't think my rationale has changed. I don't think I can win. Can I win? Is there something I might be possibly missing? I guess a Shadow Ball crit here does something. I guess I could... No, I'm still a turn behind, which is the main issue. I will see if they have Earth Power, I guess. I should protect. I don't really want to show protect, but I think I need to protect. I'll go for the Shadow Ball crit. Shadow Ball crit and Wild Charge isn't out. I don't, like, they'd have to not attack Goldengo, which, to be fair, it is at -3. Is that -3? Yeah, -3. So it's not doing a lot of damage without crit. Okay. We went for Draco there. Alright. I don't think there's any reason to bring in my back Pokemon. I mean, they brought reasonable prep. Kig's a new one to me. 2 to Flutter. It's like 2 to Flutter. I mean, whatever. Yeah, I mean, this is an awful matchup, and they brought prep, which is doing something, theoretically. It definitely feels like Grim is a pretty reasonable lead. Not sure with what, though. Maybe Tauros, and then Tox in the back. Like, Tox did pretty good. Maybe... I don't know, Goldengo seems just awful. But it's probably reasonable when it's not a super dropped, because it's stayed around for a long time. Falusa might also be it, though. I think I'll bring Goldengo. I think Sub Goldengo has its place. They only revealed Draco and Protect. I just don't think it was correct not to bring my back one in. I don't think I was going to get any useful information with the 1 turn of Tailwind left, and I was going to tell them that I was AV, which is not information I'd like to concede. Yeah, Flutter Mane is just obnoxious when it's invested. How much is my Goldengo doing to this, like... So if it's just max HP... Shadow Ball should definitely be breaking, but that's including breaking at -2. So they are very Spadef. I wonder if they're slower than Noivern. Okay, something is wrong there. Because my Shadow Ball did not break that substitute. Oh, that's super effective. Yep. Okay, yeah, -2, it's not breaking. For some reason, I just had forgotten that it was super effective. Game 2. Grimmsnarl, Tauros, Toxin, Goldengo. It adapts reasonably to the lead that they brought. Light Screen, and I kind of want to Terra Electric Wild Charge the Luminion. I can't Wave Crash, so... Light Screen seems pretty reasonable. Not being like turning into neutral to Fairy and then also getting a screen up. Plus I think Grimmsnarl should live. Theoretically. Canberry, of course. Sure. Okay. Oh, I should have Thunderwaved it. Or taunted the Luminion. I had plays, I just didn't make them. I can Thunderwave the Luminion to stop it getting a turn or like a reasonable action in, but I don't think that makes that much sense. I think I'm probably better off taunting Fluttermane. Was their matchup into Tauros that bad? Was I underestimating the degree to which they had a bad matchup into Tauros? I think I want to go Goldengo here. That is a 2-hit KO from here, so I want to go for the Shadow Ball and for the D-Gleam. Kind of want to sub, to be honest. I think I'm going to sub. That is a lot of damage. That was the move I clicked anyway. Because I can Protect to stall out that last turn of Trick Room. Talent, rather. I already went for Terra. Okay, I'm gonna Dazzling Gleam and I'm gonna Shadow Ball the Fluttermane. Because it will break, it should break sub. It should break sub. At neutral, it should break sub. And I don't particularly mind if they double Grimmsnarl, okay. They don't seem to be particularly planning on doubling Grimmsnarl. I wonder what mon is last that they're that worried about Goldengo behind a sub. I mean, I definitely want to Dazzling Gleam and Shadow Ball the Fluttermane. Because now I can Thunderwave for free. You can't Terra. I mean, maybe it's like the Aqua thing. I think I was Terra Wild Charge before Luminion was on the team, which I don't really know why. But, you know, that's fine. Do I get the KO? I mean, I suppose if I don't get the KO, it's bad. I got the KO, so it's fine. So I'm going to Thunderwave. And... my last minion is Toxtricity, so I think it's the, I do think it's the Hydreigon I need to remove. Then again, they protected last turn, so I think I Thunderwave and Close Combat the Fluttermane. I think I live a Moonblast, so theoretically I could Dazzling Gleam and Close Combat the Fluttermane. But they might sub. So I think, all things being equal, I am best off Close Combating the Hydreigon. Because the Fluttermane should lose to Wild Charge. And Hydreigon may not. If I hit the Thunder Wave, it should be fine. I'm ever better off switching Tauros here. And taunting the Fluttermane, most likely. I think there is some logic behind it, though I don't know if it's sound. I think I Thunder Wave the Mon and switch into Toxtricity. Thunder Wave the Fluttermane. I should be able to clean it up if it's paralyzed. Okay, do I hit? I do. And they do target down the Toxtricity slot. So I'm going to Dazzling Gleam, and I am going to Wild Charge. I don't think I go back into Tauros. That's fine, no just drop, no drop. That's very bulky. Oh, focus actually. Do they get 2 KOs here? I think I need to get the screen up. I always beat Hydreigon because I have Aqua Jet. So, if there's a mon I'm worried about, it has to be Fluttermane. Stay out of range. Oh, cool, they didn't even attack that slot. Yeah, I mean, they don't have an out. Maybe I shouldn't have Aqua Jetted, I should have conserved information. GG. But Donphan was a weird bring. I guess it's for Toxtricity, but Tox still beats it. Alright, I mean, Tox does okay into it. It doesn't like beat it, but you know. It's not polite to beat things anyway. Also, I remember now I have Taunt and I can use it. Like, it's something that is not banned in this format. I think I might bring the same for. My thoughts are, there's never a position where I'm leading the loser. Maybe. Okay, wait, we saw all of its attacks, which I'm pretty sure, yeah, Tailwind, Ice Beam, or Core Protect. Maybe I lead Grimmsnarl with Veluza and just go for the Fill It Away. And then I can bring in Tauros and Goldengo after. No, Tauros and Toxtricity. I might just go for the Taunt and the Fill It Away. I definitely do not just go for Taunt and Fill It Away. I think I Thunder Wave the Fluttermane and just Psycho Cut the Azumarill. I'm tempted to still Terra Water, but I don't think that makes sense. Yeah, I have to Thunder Wave the Fluttermane, I think, 100% of the time here. The paralysis is enough. Oh, that does no damage. Yeah, that's not surprising. I definitely did not expect that to live. So I guess I Wild Charge and I Aqua Cutter the Fluttermane. I might have to Terra Water. What did we see it live? We saw it take nothing from Tox Wild Charge. Though that is not seeming crazy. This one did 62% to Fluttermane. Okay, so we're seeing some Phys Def investment. Not max Phys Def, but that's not shocking. So if we look at Veluza into this set, and if we look at Terra Water, it's not reliable, but it is an out, like it's an out, right? An out is better than no out most of the time. And then the other question is Toxtricity into Azumarill. I guess I should also be looking at Veluza's damage into Azumarill to get context. So that's pretty normal damage, okay. And then Toxtricity is pretty normal damage. Trailblaze is not likely KO, Wild Charge is. So it's Wild Charge, and I think it's Terra Water Aqua Cutter into Flutter Mane. Because then I can always pick it up with Aqua Jet after. It's bad if they go Donphan, but I don't think it's too bad. It's bad if they go Hydreigon. Maybe I should Trailblaze to cover Hydreigon coming in. I could double the Azumarill. Toxtricity, it does move first. With Trailblaze and Aqua Cutter. And it covers the Donphan coming in. Okay, they went for Terra Steel. So I got the speed advantage. And let's see which slot they attack. Okay, they do target down the Veluza. That's fine. I still have my Terra. I mean, I've lost a lot of mons very quickly, but I think it's okay. They did have Shadow Ball, right? Yeah. Luminion. Okay, Toxtricity. Luminion. Okay, that just means it's max HP. I think I have to double Luminion here. But can I do it with Trailblaze? No. Maybe. Sorry, I just want to be clear. Okay, so if I do 50 odd with this, then the 60 odd with Trailblaze should be enough. Okay, they protected. That's really good for me. Okay, so Trailblaze should get the KO here. If... Oh my gosh, they were faster than me even at this +1? And the answer is just yes, naturally they are. Oh, okay, that's rough. But they did Terra Steel, which I think has been good for me. Wild Charge here should be a KO. It can't be with Canberry. It can't Terra. And at this point, I am faster than Flutter Mane, since it is paralyzed. Okay, that's cool. And they can't get a KO into either of my slots. GG. I think that they really should have adapted at some point. I don't know. That was quite a game that it never really felt like I should be winning, but they made defensive plays when they were in the back, and they made aggressive plays when they were in the front. I feel like they maybe didn't have a great sense of where the game state was, especially, I think, you know, concealing my information game 1 made sense. My lead game 2 made sense. I think my team of 4 made sense. It definitely did not seem like a great Goldango matchup. If I had realized that my Toxtricity would have been slower, would I have played differently? No, I didn't have alternative plays. Maybe I should have just made it faster. So, like I said, I built this team before they'd made their transactions, and I think it's possible that I under something or other, my brain is just not remembering words. It's possible that I didn't take it seriously enough. I definitely think that I stand by definitely the play that I made on that Donphan switch in, because I do think it reasonably covered both Hydreigon and Donphan coming in. Though looking at it, it's still slower than Donphan. Technician's pretty strong though, because Donphan is not a mon with bad defense. Sure. Sure. I am just chatting briefly with my opponent now. Yeah, I feel like they... Okay, we're going to voice call. I've called them, and hopefully they'll join. I think they should be live recording too. Hey, how you doing?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. So, that was quite a series.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I was... I don't know, there was a lot of thoughts I had going into this game. So was I the team that you said Luminion was the, like, mon you brought as a hard counter, like, transactioned as a hard counter to?
No.
Okay.
There wasn't any team in specific.
You made it sound like Luminion was for one game specifically, and then when you brought it against me, I'm like, was it me? I wouldn't have thought it was me, but yeah.
No. I don't think it was intentional they made it seem that way. Okay. I just knew that my matchup into water types was pretty horrible, and it does. Well, like I think
I only clicked one water move. Oh no, 2 water moves. Yep. 3. No, I clicked Aqua Jet as well. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it wasn't your water moves that ruined me this game.
Yeah, I was surprised you said Tauros was the one that ruined you, because I don't think it. I would have thought Toxtricity.
Those two for sure.
Yeah.
Both those two for sure were the ones that like damaged me the most.
Yeah, and Goldengo game 1 was pretty good to position into, and then I felt like you had hyper committed. And I know you said in your transaction you wanted to commit more to Flutter Mane, but I felt like you hyper committed to Flutter Mane, and after in game 2 you saw that maybe that wasn't always consistent. It shouldn't have been, at least not that early Terra, in game 3.
Yeah, I was thinking. Sorry, I need to like actually rewatch some stuff to know exactly, or like look at stuff.
Yeah. Technician Trailblazer is quite funny.
Yeah,
I was really worried about Tauros Combat when you picked it up.
I just was looking at Tauros Combat, and I mean, like looking at your team, right? I don't think it would have been super valuable. You have tons of ways of dealing with Tauros Combat.
Well, its Intimidate, I think, ruined most of my game plan that I had, because I built this before your transactions came through, and then I changed it up a little. My Tauros no longer KOs max HP Flutter Mane, 1-hit KOs with Wave Crash, because I had to take out some attack to tie that max speed.
Well, you should probably see my Flutter Mane set, because it's not just max HP.
No, I did calc it in game, yeah. I know that when I did 62 with Wild Charge, I was like, okay, this is quite bulky. But obviously, you helpfully Terra Steeled so that I could CC you. That was very polite, very sportsmanship of you.
Yeah, I was really concerned about I think Toxtricity's any poison move, but now that I look at it, you didn't have any, did you?
I clicked Gunk Shot.
You had Gunk Shot.
I clicked Gunk Shot 6 times in game 1. 7 times? 6 times. It died before the last one. What do you think I had in the back game 1?
Game 1? I would guess Tauros, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was Tauros. I just wanted to conceal the AV. I felt like I had no chance of coming back in game 2 and 3 if I spoiled my AV. And then the other thing was, what do you think Grimmsnarl's last move was?
Light Screen, Dazzling Gleam, Thunderwave. Well, I would guess not Reflect.
No. Reflect was, I don't know. I mean, you brought both your physical attackers, but besides Tauros.
Yeah.
But your team's still not very physical.
No, it is not. And Donphan was borderline useless. I really regret bringing it to game 3.
I mean, it was the perfect switch-in.
And then you trailblazed and
yeah, I had predicted it was either Donphan or Hydreigon coming in. Now, in my complete inability to read numbers, I for some reason thought Tox would be faster at +1 than Hydreigon. It's not. It also wasn't faster than Luminion. I felt really safe game 3 when I saw Luminion was only Ice Beam, and you let it both games. I was surprised it even came in the back. Oh, yeah, I feel like Hydreigon's a better water switching.
Yeah, there's definitely a chance it is. I
guess, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I just thought it would be useful as a water switch in, especially considering I was bringing Donphan. But that being said, it didn't. Hydreigon was definitely better than either of those.
Yeah, I regretted some of my Terra picks this game. I specifically regretted Terra Dark on Toxtricity. Don't really know why it's Terra Dark. I mean, I know why, like, theoretically, it's like, oh, you want to Shadow Ball me, but then I can Terra Dark to resist it. But I take it well enough with my max HP and my Citrus Berry. So I don't know why I was as worried about it as I was.
If you're interested in my team, I did just send it to you.
I can send you mine as well.
Okay.
Though I think you saw most everything. Yeah, it was Taunt last on the Grimmsnarl. In game 1, was your last Azumarill, or was it Donphan?
It was Azumarill.
Okay. And your Azumarill did have Jet. Brick Break.
Yeah. Brick Break, I just wanted a consistent way to break...
My concern with Brick Break, and this is an issue with Brick Break as a move, it's also why I didn't run Raging Bull, is you just die, and then like you don't actually achieve anything. Like, it's a support move, so it's weird to put it on an offensive Pokemon.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I think I might be. I think you mentioned this in the comments of my last video. I'm over-indexing into the worries of screens, because screens weren't. I don't feel like were a big problem for me. Maybe in game 2 they were.
Screens only mattered in game 2. I played specifically to use screens in game 2, but I only really had 1.5 Pokemon that cared about my screens, which was the Tauros, which cared about it a lot, and then the Goldengo that kind of did. I intentionally, so my last move being Taunt on Grimmsnarl, I was like, okay, now game 3 coming, I can, now that I know that the Luminion isn't Mental Herb, I can Taunt into it. If you lead it again, and then I deny Tailwind, and there's a lot of positioning I can make. I was considering Terra, Veluza, and Fill It Away, though I think I would have just died anyway.
Yeah,
I don't fully remember my thought process there. But look, the Zupa Duper came again. It came game 1, it came game 2, though I think this is really the Lamington's game.
Super Duper being...
Veluza.
Yeah.
Series 1, last week, and then also this week. And it did okay. I mean, it doesn't 2-hit KO Azumarill at max HP, which is sad.
Yeah.
But it didn't give you Citrus Berry, at least, I guess.
Yeah, well, it was like, yeah, it was at a really awkward HP. I wish it had.
So I would like to just inform you that looking at your spread, I got the max roll. You should have just run less bulk so that you would have gotten the Citrus Berry.
That's great.
But I also could have just wild charged it instead of going for the Trailblaze into it, and it would have just died.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was like, it was awkward, but it wasn't particularly impactful. So.
Yeah.
Crocalor, it's a reasonable set.
Yeah.
But it didn't come.
It didn't come, and the reason it didn't come was because of probably just like Tauros Aqua and how much it was doing. I know I could Terra Water it, but I didn't want to be forced into a position where I would have something I thought I would have to Terra later in the game.
So clearly it was better to Terra do the same thing, but with
Flutter.
Yeah. Does it even care? I mean, it lives Wave Crash.
It lives 1, but it doesn't do much after that, right? It does.
Sure.
It
but
takes
if you had Luminion and you got a Wisp off with it, you'd seen that I was Terra Electric. I mean, I don't know it was necessarily the right play. I think the main problem is, game 3 you played very defensively in positions where you were on the back foot and had to play more aggressively, and game 2 you played aggressively in positions where you were safe.
Game 2 I played horribly.
I don't think you played it horribly. I just think that you underplayed it. I think that you made a lot of decisions which were reasonable, but weren't recognizing what you needed to do to win the game. You had a lot of plays where, had you made a different play and had you tried to hardcore what I was doing, I feel like you may have also over-respected Toxtricity, because to be honest, it was only vaguely good into Flutter Mane. It was pretty bad into the not Toastricity, sorry, Goldengo. But like you targeted down the Goldengo. I don't know. I feel like you could have just left it behind a sub and it wouldn't have done anything.
Yeah, you're definitely right.
Did I reveal Protect? No, I didn't reveal Protect.
I feel like I started to do that game 1, where like I recognized that Goldengo just wasn't doing anything to my team, and so I just left it.
Oh, the Moonblast Spectactron was heartbreaking.
Yeah. After the special attack drops.
But I think even at neutral, it wasn't doing much, which is something. The Terra Steel game 1 and the Encore. Encore is just not a fun move. I find it very fun. I mean, and then I missed the Gunk Shot on the turn you Encore.
Oh. Yeah, that was really bad for you.
I don't actually think it was, because it meant that Donphan didn't get to come in Tailwind, but it was heartbreaking.
I didn't have Donphan game 1.
Oh, that's right, it was a Azumarill.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that was really the funny thing is, I'd Wild Charge into Flutter Mane, but apparently Encore randomizes what Pokemon you target.
Yeah, it does.
So, yeah. And Luminium would have died. Apparently, it took more from Gunk than Wild Charge because of the Wakan Parry.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah, so the Luminion would have died, and then it would have definitely, I think, been a different game, because you wouldn't have gotten the second Tailwind up, and I think the second Tailwind was what sealed the game.
Yeah, for sure it did.
It was very strong. The double Tailwind was very strong. What was? Oh wait, I already have the paste. It was Dark Pulse. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, it was
very uninspired moveset.
Yeah, no, it was originally like this the scope lens.
Scope lens set's really strong, but more for teams where you don't need coverage, and I felt like you might have appreciated some coverage into my team. Like you get a Dark Pulse flew through Grimmsnarl.
No,
Terra Fairy. Probably shouldn't have been Terra Fairy.
My plan was that Hydreigon would just not do well into Grimmsnarl.
Okay.
And that.
But you also brought a Donphan that didn't do well into Grimmsnarl.
Yeah, but I have Flutter, who should do well into Grimmsnarl.
Except for the fact that Flutter's worst matchup on my team was the Thunderwave Grimmsnarl.
Yeah, when you brought Thunderwave, that was bad. That makes it tough. But Azu's also good into Grimmsnarl. Like, I have a couple of monsters.
Yeah, I mean, your Azu was fine into Grimmsnarl. Azu meant that I had to take a trade. That said, I didn't really mind taking trades. When you encored me into Dazzling Gleam with Grimmsnarl game 2, I thought that was hilarious, because it's not like I was going to click anything else anyway.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to do. Like, I was just.
It wasn't until you terraced I was tempted to click Thunderwave. Sorry.
Yeah. I was just like, I didn't really know what else to do with that move. I knew that it was actually like I wanted Luminion to go down. I wanted it to die. And I didn't know if you had anything. Like, I didn't know what your fourth move was, I don't think. Or maybe even third at that point.
Yeah, I'd only revealed Light Screen and Deep-Gleam.
Yeah. So.
It did kill Luminion. That said, the only one I was scared of on your team was Luminion at that point.
Yeah.
Obviously, its damage isn't great, but the fact that it could redirect Storm Drain meant it was very annoying if it was in the back. But instead, it was dead.
Yeah, I think I should have. I think I should have not led Luminion game 2.
I mean, I don't know. It was a reasonable lead, and it worked out well. Like, you got into a decent position. I think you just. Yeah, like I said, you played very defensively in positions where you were in the advantage, like protecting your first turn of Tailwind away, and then protecting your third turn of Tailwind away, or rather second and fourth, put you in awkward positions.
Is this turn 4 and 6?
Turn 2 and 4. Turn 2 you protected with Flutter Mane in one of your turns of Tailwind, and then turn 4 you protected Hydreigon in one of your turns of Tailwind. And I understand why you made those plays, but I just feel like they weren't doing anything for you.
Yeah, I just, like, this is gonna, this
like,
is genuinely...
I understand those plays if you were in a stronger position, but I felt like you should have felt scared enough that you needed to play aggressively.
Yeah, no, I absolutely should have. I legitimately was just like, I think I panicked after I switched Hydreigon in, and because this is so embarrassing, but like I forgot I was sashed.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I was just like, Grimmsnarl is going to kill me. Like, there's nothing I can do. So I'll just get some damage off and then try to kill it or something. I don't really remember what the exact... I was really... I think I played really poorly game 2. Not necessarily in, like, actions. I think the actions are somewhat defendable.
Yeah, I think you made reasonable plays that don't make sense, that weren't good in context, but they were, like... They played in turn 2 and in turn 4, but they didn't play well in the context of, I only have limited turns of Tailwind, I've been sacking mons, I have committed resources and then not getting anything out of those resources. Because I think you definitely should have won game 2. I think I made some like misplays. For one thing, I definitely think I should have taunted. Luminion, actually was thinking Fluttermane, but should have taunted one of them.
Yeah. Flutter's...
Yeah, when you were behind a sub and protecting, I was just like, oh, this is too free. Because I got I got the switch with a 5% damage, and I was coming in expecting to take like a Moonblast as well, and that was. And then you spent a bunch of time focusing it down. I started thinking, I was like, why didn't you encore Goldango?
Oh yeah,
good as gold. I'm getting my own Pokemon at this point. Also, it hadn't clicked a move yet, so I don't know how I expected you to do that.
Well, I clicked it in game 1.
No, against when you encored. No, like my Goldango hadn't clicked a move when you clicked Encore into Grimmsnarl. I think that Ice Beam into Grimmsnarl might have been a better play. Obviously, you don't know this yet, but it would have put it in range of Moonblast, or at least made it roll.
I did not know that. But I don't even hate the Encore into Dazzling Gleam because, like, I don't think any moves doing a ton there.
I mean, Ice Beam is like, my thoughts are, if your options are encoring a Pokemon into a move that's going to click anyway, or getting some damage. I mean, Pokemon is a game won by inches, It's, I mean, like, I ran Terra Grass for the offense on Hoppip with Energy Ball, because with Terra Grass it could stop like Belly Drum Azumarill from going crazy. And that's very much a matter of going there. I think missing Liquidation on Azumarill is sad.
Yes, I was sad about it. But I didn't know what to drop for it. Like, I thought Aqua Jet Priority was important.
Break.
I thought Protect was important. Yes, it should. In retrospect, totally should have been Break.
What was the thought process on Terra Electric over Terra Grass on Azumarill?
Terra Electric was for well, in part toxicity poison moves. In part toxicity and Rotom Heat electric moves, and
that's right.
If it take a Goldango, if it needs to take a Goldango,
yeah, it does. It does take a Make It Rain better. You did bring 2 Steel Resists, though obviously Crocodile never hit the field. Oh, Unaware was a terrible bring on Crocodile.
I went back and forth so many times.
You have Snow.
Yeah, I know, but there were worries about Nasty Plot Goldango, Fillet Away Veluza.
I brought setup on all of my on half my team, and I didn't click it on a single one because I didn't have the chats. Trailblaze was the only setup move I used. I wonder how much it takes from Toxgunk. 38 to 46. I feel like it definitely had its place.
What, the Croc?
Yeah.
I think I think game 4 I should have not brought Luminion Donphan, and
I think if you led Hydreigon Donphan one of those games, it could have been really scary.
Yeah,
I was only ever really scared of Donphan if it was like clicking Earthquake in Tailwind, and you didn't really give it a great chance to. Though I suppose you never saw Fake Out, right? I was always threatening Fake Out with Grimmsnarl.
Yeah, that was my concern. Although I think after game 2, I figured it didn't have Fake Out because I figured it would have used it. But maybe that's wrong.
Well, I would have faked out the Fluttermane.
Yeah, it wouldn't have. Never mind.
Yeah, I was like, look, as much as good as a player as I am, I don't think I was going to fake out the Fluttermane there. Yeah, I feel like Fluttermane should have been an impossible matchup for my team, but it spent a number of odd turns, even when it was behind a substitute, not clicking damaging moves, and that kind of let me eke out a win. I think that was really what it is that you were, like I said, playing too defensively when you need to be pushing your offense, and playing too offensively when you need to be playing defense.
Yep.
And you know what? That's what you learn through experience. I still think that my decision to forfeit game 1 is reasonable, even though I don't like forfeiting. But I feel like, you know, if you knew that, you know, the Moonblast does 97 to Taurus, you probably would feel like, I will Ice Beam it game 2.
Yeah.
Still feel bad though.
Yeah,
it really helped that I ran Aqua Jet over Raging Bull.
Oh yeah, I fully expected a Raging Bull. I guess I expected Raging Bolt or Close Combat, because like I'm not bringing the screens unless you think I'm bringing Pichu. So yeah. Close Combat makes more sense than Raging Bull.
But yeah, Aqua Jet was quite nice. Oh, over Close Combat, you thought I would drop CC in this matchup?
No, sorry, Wave Crash.
Oh, Wave Crash. Yeah, no, Wave Crash is broken.
Yeah, it's a really good move.
Like Wave Crash is, yeah. No, CC I needed because you had Orthworm.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, you had a lot of options you could have brought to this team, and it was very difficult to prep for. But I feel like, despite bringing a lot of really interesting sets, you kind of brought the team that had the least, you know, like bullshit sort of stuff. You had Fluttermane, but it wasn't booster energy, so like I could have just like run a Scarf or something. You know, you had a Hydreigon, but it was just dual stab Sash. You didn't bring Orthworm, you didn't bring Screens, you didn't bring Indeedee with Terrain either. Though it was Indeedee I was thinking of with Screens. You didn't bring the like Trick Room Devilish set. You didn't bring Intimidate Cycling, and you didn't bring Fake Out.
Yeah.
So I feel like
I considered a lot of
I got
those.
to play very straightforward, which I didn't expect going in. It was a very different series to what I expected. No, game 1 was exactly how I expected the series to go, which is to say, just getting completely stomped. But the rest of the series not as much.
Yeah. I mean, I considered a lot of those sets. For a while, I thought I would be going with Terrain and DD with Driftblim, over the, I think it was Luminion and Azumarill were the two.
Why Terra Steel over Terra Poison on Fluttermane?
I don't know. I need to think about what the upsides. I mean, does Poison resist Steel? I don't know.
No.
At all.
No.
Okay,
For some reason, no. I thought Steel and Fire, and I'm like, what's the other one that resists Fairy? But obviously, it's Water is the other Steel resist. I don't think any other type resists Steel. No, yeah, sorry, that was me being dumb. But yeah, I was shocked. Not like shocked, but annoyed when you Terra Steeled to ignore my Gunk Shot.
Yeah. I
wanted the poison so that I could break Sash.
Flutter Sash?
Yeah. Like, obviously, you have to cover for
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, Flutter, you know, it's only took advantage of it's only used its defensive chops to live stuff. But I feel like it didn't get that much. I wonder if even dropping one of the attacking moves for a Nasty Plot would have been the play.
Flutter doesn't get
Nasty Plot. Okay.
No, it gets Calm Mind.
These Paradox Mons get the weirdest movesets. I should probably wrap up the video at this point. So I thank everyone for watching. Definitely go check out Purple Rain's video. They should be releasing their content at the same time as I release mine. And I'm sure that they're going to have some incredible quality content.
Oh, thank you.